Hello friends, welcome to Technique, and in this video we're going to do the detailed camera review of the Moto G5S Plus. So Moto G5S Plus is an upgrade over the Moto G5 Plus, and now it sports a dual camera on the rear panel. We have a dual 13 megapixel camera, dual tone LED flash, autofocus, and the front cameras has been also upgraded. Now it comes with an 8 megapixel shooter, and it also comes with a LED flash for low light selfies. So there has been an upgrade in terms of the camera, in terms of the hardware. And one thing to notice is that this phone comes with an f-stop 2.0 aperture on the rear camera. It was f-stop 1.7 on the Moto G5 Plus. So that has been changed here. Now it has a dual camera. So let's see how good the camera on this device is, and if it is really worth the money for the dual camera. Now let's go into the camera UI. So opening up the camera UI, it's a quite similar UI. Nothing's much changed here. If you go here, you can see the different modes: professional mode, depth enabled mode, panorama, and photo mode. So depth enabled mode we have already seen on the Lenovo K8 Note, but here we have a dual 13 megapixel camera. And if you go to the professional mode, you can see that you can go and edit the white balance, exposure, ISO, all those things can be edited, and you also get timer mode. Then other than that, there is a depth enabled mode. We'll come back to the depth enabled mode later. And also the other settings include photo size as 4:3 aspect ratio. Video recording supported is 4K Ultra HD at 30 fps. There is also Full HD 1080p at 60 fps and 30 fps. Now the phone also supports slow motion recording at 720p. So that was the camera interface. Now going to the depth enabled mode. So this mode allows you to take bokeh captures. That means you can focus the subject and defocus the background. That's the depth enabled mode. So dual cameras work for this. So this is the depth enabled mode. So we'll just take a capture. And once you have taken the capture, you could see it takes a lot of time to save the images with the depth enabled mode. So once you've taken the photos in depth enabled mode, you can go here and edit the depth enabled mode. So you get 4 options similar to the K8 Note: original, selective black and white, selective focus, and replace the background. So selective focus, you can select the image, the subject you want, and then increase the blur effect. So it can you can reduce the blur for the background, or you can increase the blur for the background and then save the image. So that's how it works. Then there is also replace background and selective black and white option. So very similar to what we have seen on the the Lenovo K8 Note. So that's the depth enabled mode. Now let's have a look at the camera samples taken with this device. So we'll divide the camera samples into 4 categories. First is the daylight captures, which we are seeing right now. So daylight capture seems to be really good on this device. Good detailing, good color quality, and overall the clarity of the photos taken with the dual 13 megapixel camera looks pretty good. So this is definitely one of the good cameras in this price segment with good detailing all round. Now the HDR mode also produce some really good shots. There is also auto HDR available along with the professional mode, as I mentioned before. So overall the daylight captures look pretty good. Now looking at the close-up images, again the detailing looks pretty good in close-up images. Colors are also pretty spot on, but similar to the Moto G5 Plus, extreme close-up images did have a focusing issue. Also, one thing we noticed that the camera interface is a bit slower than what we've seen on the Moto G5 Plus, especially when taking some of the images like HDR. It takes a lot of time to save the image, so that there is a big lag in the camera interface. So we are expecting Lenovo or Moto to fix this issue. So that's one issue on the Moto G5S Plus. Now looking at the low light captures taken with this device, so this is one area where we are quite disappointed how the Moto G5S Plus performed. This has f-stop 2.0 unlike the f-stop 1.7 on the Moto G5 Plus, and here you could see a lot of noise when compared to what we have seen on the Moto G5 Plus. The detailing also isn't that good. Even with the dual camera setup, the detailing was not that good like the Moto G5 Plus. So in terms of the low light experience, we would say the Moto G5 Plus did perform better than this dual camera setup. So we are expecting again this to be fixed in future updates. So these are issues which can be fixed with an update to the camera. So overall the low light captures were not as good as the Moto G5 Plus. That's what we feel because of the f-stop values, aperture values has been changed. Now the phone can record videos in 4K and also 1080p at 60 fps. So this is a 1080p sample recorded using the rear camera. It has image stabilization. There is no optical image stabilization, but there is an electronic image stabilization, and we have recorded this video using the image stabilization. Now looking at the selfie camera, so this phone also comes with a 8 megapixel selfie camera. So selfie camera has also been improved, and this is the selfie camera what we are seeing right now, and it also comes with professional mode. You can see this is the professional mode in the selfie camera. You can change the exposure and also the ISO values and the shutter speed in the selfie camera, and there is also an LED flash in the selfie camera. So LED flash helps you to take better selfies in low light conditions. So that is the selfie camera, and now let's have a look at how good the selfie camera is for this price segment. So these are some more samples, and you could see there is definitely an improvement in the selfie camera when compared to the Moto G5 Plus. So that was a 5 megapixel shooter, and now we have an 8 megapixel shooter. So there is definitely an improvement in the selfie experience, and also the LED flash helps you to take some low light selfies. So selfie experience has definitely improved on the Moto G5S Plus. So this is the full HD video recording taken using the front facing camera. It's a 8 megapixel shooter, and it does come with a 1080p recording at 30 fps. So we have taken this video outside, and you could see actually how good the clarity of the video is using the front facing camera on the Moto G5S Plus. Now finally, let's talk about the depth enabled mode. So that's one improvement, or rather new feature in the Moto G5S Plus, and here are some of the depth enabled captures, and we would say that very similar to what we have seen on the Lenovo K8 Note. It's not very accurate, especially when the subject is not blend to the background. Then it produces some good bokeh mode, but when the subject is blend to the background, it is not able to detect the subject properly, and hence the edges go blurred, and not the best experience, we would say, in terms of the bokeh effect. So again, this is slightly better than the Lenovo K8 Note in terms of the bokeh mode, but not a class leading performer, and there's a lot of improvement needed for the depth enabled mode. So if your subject is completely blend into the background, we would suggest not to use the bokeh mode, because that will blur the images. So that is the camera review of the Moto G5S Plus. So overall, what do we feel about the G5S Plus in terms of the camera performance? We would say that the rear camera with the dual 13 megapixel camera does a good job in daylight conditions, and the color quality and sharpness levels even in close-up images were really good. But when it comes to low light, we would say it is slightly lower in terms of the performance when compared to the G5 Plus, and the camera interface is also slower. We are not really sure what the lag is, but it was a laggy experience using the interface. Then the selfie camera has definitely improved, and also there is video recording at 4K. Now the depth enabled mode needs to be improved, again very similar to the Lenovo K8 Note. So that's the camera review of the Moto G5S Plus. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have this device, do let us know what do you feel about the camera, and if you plan to buy this device, hope this video was helpful. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.